Hi guys, I thought I would have a quick discussion with you about the purchase or needing a churner for ice cream. And I know you've probably joined this course because you already own a Thermomix and therefore, you've got lots and lots of options that don't need a churner. And in fact, in this course, there are a lot of options that don't require a churner that are just completely Thermomix recipes. But if you make a lot of ice cream, or if you really love to make great ice cream, a churner is a really good idea and a really good investment. And when I say an investment, this is probably my favourite machine. This is the Musso, and it's from Italy, and it is a commercial machine, and probably a small cafe or a restaurant might use something like this to produce ice cream. You can just load it and load it and load it, and it will keep churning and keep bringing the temperature down and freezing your ice cream. It has a compressor here, so that is the fridge part. It's not super noisy, it's actually pretty good. It takes about probably 20 minutes to churn a batch of chilled ice base mix, ice cream mix, and it's a no fail. I love this machine. It's less than the price of a Thermomix, and I don't care. I loved it so much that it's one of the best purchases I've made. It does make, take up a big space on your bench, but I keep it in the cupboard, and there was a time when I first got it, I was making ice cream every day, and I had to stop that because, Anyway, then the KitchenAid has got a bowl that fits in the freezer, and then you come out and there's a paddle and you churn your ice cream in that bowl. There's lots and lots of those types of churners available on the market. There's Cuisinart and there's, I think Breville have got them, and they might be the size of, a food processor, say, and the bowl has to be frozen for about 16 hours minimum before it's cold enough. The test for that is to shake it. If you can hear liquid in there, it's not cold enough to freeze your ice cream mix. They are a lot cheaper as a general rule. You might even get one for $80 or something around that price. However, they also take about 20 minutes, but you might see the temperature of your ice cream increase over time, like it starts to be less effective over time as the bowl warms up. So, there's a problem there, but they're pretty good. They do an okay job for the price point. So, maybe go get one of those if you don't have one already. This is another commercial machine. This is called the Apuro. It's also from the same place as this, and we're also offering a discount on this machine. This machine is a compressor-based one as well, but it has a bowl that comes out, whereas the Musso just is one unit. This bowl comes out. We've got it in the freezer at the moment just to help make it colder, but you don't have to do that. And it's the same kind of thing as this. It's a commercial machine. Restaurants, small restaurants, cafes may use something similar to this, or recipe testers or whatever. And you can see it's slightly smaller on the bench than the Musso. So there's other machines available on the market. Really, if you've got one and you're happy with it, then you don't need to even watch this video. We're now going to do a test with the French vanilla ice cream base mix because we love that one so much. We thought, what's wrong with having 3 batches of French vanilla on the go? So we're going to freeze them all or churn them all at the same time. I think what we'll do, Brie, we'll put the KitchenAid one in first because we're going to try and get them all started at once, but this one's actually going to warm up the fastest because it's quite a warm day, and it's just the bowl that is kept in the freezer between churns. So you can't actually keep churning with those ones. You have to let it refreeze. The bowl has to refreeze. And then, so we're going to check them all. We're going to see how long they take. This one has a timer on it. This one has a dial timer on it. So we're going to just put the times on, and then we'll know approximately how long it's going to take and what the ice cream ends up looking like. What you get in a churner is a soft serve result, and you then have to harden your ice cream for a couple of hours in the freezer to get that really good texture. So none of these will get it to that point. Every ice cream needs to then go and harden in the freezer for a couple of hours at least. The purpose of churning is to reduce the ice crystal size. So as it's freezing and introducing air into the mix, it's reducing the opportunity for ice crystals to form. So ice in your ice cream is not what you want. It doesn't give you that nice mouth feel if you have a lot of ice in your ice cream. Now, mixtures can also vary with the amount of ice that you end up with having in your ice cream. So it's not just churning. There's quite a few benefits to churning though, because it will give you a better mouthfeel. So hopefully you'll have a look at this and see which one you think looks the best, and we'll tell you which one has the best mouthfeel, and then you can go make a choice. So let's get cracking. So we've pre-made the French vanilla mix. It's all cold. We've got like heaps, so I'm just going to pour this in straight away. I need a bit more, Brie. You normally fill to about half full in your churner, so because you need some room for expansion. And look, I like to go large or go home. Okay, we'll get this one going. I'm a professional. So probably on about 2-3, something like that. All right, we're going to start this one. This one you have to have the timer going and start it off that way. And then this also has a timer, so we're just going to start that. Too short. On my tippies. Okay. Let the games begin. I don't know if it helps having a lid on. I don't believe it does. But... Okay, so we're electing to stop this one. It's been going for about 20 minutes, by which time it should be pretty frozen. It's really starting to warm up. The bowl's condensing. It is quite warm, like I said, in here today, but it's not really hot. So I'm actually going to stop this one. There we go. Because it's not, I don't believe it's going to get any more frozen, and you'll see that it is quite, like, that's really liquid. And I can see lots of little grains in there, and that's because it's not freezing quick enough. So we're getting little, like, the texture's going to be different. It'll be okay. It's churned, it's aerated, whatever, but it's really not doing the job that these two are doing. 20 minutes in. I believe this is warming up now. It looked a bit better earlier. So I'm just going to pour it into a container and then get it in the freezer. So you'll be able to see the lumpiness of it. Can you see that? So I made about 1 litre what I put in there. Oh, there's a bit more actually, a bit spare. So, something like this is probably, look, it's frozen around the edges. You can see that. But it's really good. But it's not frozen through where you need it to be all the way. So the cold is still there on the edge, but it just hasn't done what you wanted it to do. This one's nearly done. And this one needs to go into here. This actually holds a lot, this one. I'm surprised. It's probably got the biggest capacity. If you don't have a lot of room in your freezer, for something like this to be in there, just so you can have ice cream, then I would be spending more and getting something like this that doesn't need to be in the freezer before you churn. All right, so we're going to push that one down again, and then you can see that's all dripping condensation. French vanilla, and we're going to say KitchenAid, so we know how it was churned. Okay. All right, this one's nearly ready. So I'd say this one's done. This one's not even close. Wow, that is just taking so long. I'm just going to stop this for a second and do a little taste test. And you can see that's looking like soft serve. So that's actually ready to go into the freezer to harden. But we will do an inclusion recipe with this while we've got it going. going to be on that bike a lot, paying the price for my sins. Okay, so this little beauty took, this is now 50 minutes it's been going. So it's frozen and it looks good. I'm just going to taste it. It's still quite runny compared to the others, but it's at the point that you can add the mix-ins, probably, the add-ins. I'd actually say that's probably creamier, to be honest. It's got less texture, like less mouth, it's got a better mouthfeel. And that's interesting, but it's taken 50 minutes instead of 20 here, and then this one's just in the freezer freezing right now because we don't know how that's going to taste, but I'm going to keep it going. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to keep it going because it's still got 10 minutes, but I am going to make an inclusion with this one. So for 20 minutes and a lot more money, this is your go-to. For less money, smaller bench space, and just takes a bit longer, which is fine for a family, you know, unless you're me and you want it in 20 minutes, then this is, you know, this is good value as well. And then the KitchenAid, you know, I'm not fangirling over that one, but if it's a family and you're only doing ice cream once in a blue moon, that's a great option if you already have a KitchenAid, or one of those other ones where you put the bowl into the freezer like a Cuisinart or a Breville. I think that's a rundown on churners. If you've got any questions, send me a DM.